everybody, it's Mark Messier, and you're listening to Blueshirt
Underground Show,
the #1 Rangers podcast. Make sure you tune in to find out all the latest news. Let's go Rangers!
Blueshirt Underground, motherfucker!
Can't BS a Ranger fan. Can't BS a Ranger fan.
This is an unlawful gathering. This is an unlawful gathering. The truth is out there. The truth is out there.
This is the underground. This is new media. This is the underground. This is new media.
Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar. Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar.
And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers. And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers.
This is New York Rangers hockey. 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 This is New York.
That's right. Tonight, the 2-10 Giants against the maybe playoff-bound Eagles. Carson Wentz, he's got the yips. Archie Manning is now the quarterback for the New York Football Giants. Tune in. Fire David Quinn. Fire Lindy Ruff. Fire everybody. The tinfoil hat brigade out in spades. But the Rangers continue to roll along. The wins, the grins, and the sins. All recap on tonight's show of Blueshirt Underground Video Show. Well, it's just a show.
Just a show.
It's just a show. I'm Howard Cosell, joined by Dandy Don Meredith and the one great Jim Schmiedenberg. Hello, Jim. Welcome to the broadcast. Tonight, an historic night in Giants football as they lay a giant egg against the terrible Philadelphia Eagles.
Historic. Scott Bruna and the 2-10 Giants rolling into the Yale Bowl in New Haven, Connecticut. Oh, what a shit show tonight's going to be. The Giants taking on the Eagles, but we've got Ranger hockey to discuss. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Blueshirt Underground Show. Today is Monday, December the 9th, 2019, 16 days till Christmas. Christmas came early for the New York Rangers last night in Las Vegas.
What'd I tell you?
The absolute worst 5-0 win you will ever see.
Wow.
Alexander Georgiev playing the role of Chris Kringlesky, leading the Rangers. 97 saves last night at the T-Mobile Arena, just off the strip between Lady Fingers Strip Club and the Apollo and the Apollo. Oh,
let me say something, my friend.
I was spewing like the Bellagio fountain after that game last night. What a performance, Eddie. What a performance.
Fire everybody as they continue to win. Fire, fire, fire.
Yes.
He's stupid. I don't know if it's sarcasm. Anyway, this is the game. It was a tale of two games, really. It was a complete domination by the Knights there. They're up and down. Georgiev is playing like out of his mind. But then the Rangers, similar to the Vegas Knights the last time they played him, get two consecutive goals. One by Artemi Panarin and one by Mr. MIA, Mr. Contract Year, Mr. Invisible. Chris Kreider gets a second goal, and it seemed to turn the tide of that game. But once again, Georgiev is the story. We got to talk about this guy because now I'm not privy because I know you follow these stories closely. Why wasn't Henrik given the nod after the Georgiev loss 2-1? What's the story, Morning Glory? Give it to me.
Well, I've heard conflicting stories. I heard that he wasn't feeling well, which is why he didn't play the other day against Montreal. That was, but then I heard he might have been a little banged up. Now I don't know. I don't know which story it was. Now last night they made it sound like he was under the weather. I don't know, a little feline leukemia, a little rickets, a little touch of the gout. His rubella acting up.
Maybe PMS.
His PMS. It could be. That's terrible.
I know, but hey, listen.
But it could have been shingles or
a bruised labia.
You said that, not me. You're a hater.
I don't care.
How dare you? How dare you?
When I'm Howard Cosell, I can say anything.
How dare you? But so that was why Georgiev got the start again last night. And I'm sorry, but I'm not starting anybody but Alexander Georgiev unless it's a back-to-back, and then you give Hank one of the games. Just ride this kid. There's nothing to be gained by continuing to play Henrik Lundqvist in goal. Let him sit on the bench with that resting Swedish bitch face. Pay him his $8 million for Schnaegels. Laud him every 15 seconds on the broadcast. But let's watch the continued growth of Alexander Georgiev. Let's watch him either continue to develop or send him to Hartford and bring up Shesterkin and let him play every game. They have a decision to make on Georgiev. From what I understand, Georgiev can only play, I believe it's 2 or 3. He can only make 2 or 3 more starts before he would become waiver eligible. So the Rangers could not send him to Hartford without putting him on waivers first, if I understand that correctly. And when I read that, he had 5 starts left, and I think he's made 2 starts since I read that. I'm sure the chat room will back me up, correct me, whatever, because that's what they do. It's the best chat going.
Yes, they're the helpers. They're the founders. They're the grease that makes this engine work. They
are.
Yeah.
So the Rangers are facing a decision with Alexander Georgiev. But if he's staying, then play him. We don't want to piss off Shesterkin either, because I do think that the Rangers feel that he is the future starter in goal. But we can't have him pulling a Kravtsov. And did you hear what's going on with Vitali Kravtsov?
I have, my friend.
My God, he's demoted to the ECHL of the KHL. He's in the EKHL now.
I'm really, it's really the story. You can never really, you never get the real story when it comes over to these Russian things. But some of the facts, you can't deny that this is turning into a total tire fire.
This is a debacle.
It's a shame. I don't know how it's going to resolve itself, if it's ever going to resolve itself. But getting back to the Georgiev thing, let me ask this, because I am not familiar with his contract situation. I know that the Rangers, the fans are they believe that the Rangers will try to move Georgiev at the trading deadline. Is he signed or is he a UFA at the end of the season?
Georgiev?
Yes.
Not sure. I could look that up, though. I wanted to look up some.
Because if he is signed, you play this guy. He does not go anywhere.
Alexander Georgiev will be an RFA at the end of the season.
I think at this point, he needs to stay on the team. I don't think the New York Rangers need I don't think the return for Georgiev is going to be monumental at this point. Certainly his value has gone up, but right now he's the best goalie we have. And what? Lundqvist is gone after what? Next year?
Yes.
So then you've
After
got a
next
perfect
season.
situation. You got Shesterkin and Georgiev. Georgiev starts the way Shesterkin goes. It's working the way it's supposed to work. I don't want to trade. What are we going to get for Georgiev that's going to be a game changer? This guy literally is carrying the Rangers on his back. That's what you want from a goalie, from a young team that, listen, these wins are not pretty. I'm not going to say, like you said at the top, it was a 5-0 victory, but it was ugly. They continue to get outshot massively.
Yes.
I mean, that's got to be corrected. I'm just going to chalk it up to they're young. But something's in the brain. Now, the defensemen, they're breaking all kinds of scoring records. Everybody scores now. You get a goal. You get a goal. Jake Trouba was a little dormant for a while. He's on fire. So I don't know if it's the defense. I know it's Brady Shea. I can tell you that much. That guy stinks. He needs to be moved. He should be sent down. He's terrible. But I know Hayek's now out for 2 to 3 weeks or so. So I think Mark Stoll's come and done a pretty good job. But whatever the reason is for these other teams getting these, I can't dissect that exactly figure out why it's happening, but these other teams are getting tremendous chances. And thank God, like, again, the recipe for a Ranger win is really one thing: special teams. Are they killing penalties? Yes. Are they scoring on the power play? Yes. They will win. And what about Fire Lindy Ruff? The penalty killing is great now. What about the defenseman scoring? Does he get anything for that too?
Can you believe they're leading the league in goals by defensemen?
Yeah, I can believe it. Every fantasy team's got like 4 Rangers got the defenseman on it. People got Adam Fox. People got Trouba. People got D'Angelo. I mean, who's the 4th guy? I don't think they have 4. I wouldn't have Brady Shea on my freaking team. But Ryan Lindgren, I like his offensive team. Yeah, I like his acumen. He's got a good chance to do some things. But it's I don't understand. What are they on pace for? Aren't they on pace for like 80 points, 88 points, something like that?
Let's see. They've played 29 games. They've got 33 points. Yeah, somewhere in the 80s, I guess.
Oh, why do we want to fire people? What the fuck is wrong with these people? What are they expecting out of this team? I feel like they're competitive most nights. Yeah, they laid some giant eggs. They lost a heartbreaker to the Canadians. I hated that loss because I really thought we'd getting a point out of it. And they get that late goal, and I was all fucking traumatized. I was inconsolable for like an hour. And then I was like, I need to get over this. It's a regular season game. But it's just like the Canadians suck. And I hate the Canadians. And I hate losing at the end of the game. And, but, whatever it is, what it is, they come back. They play the Knights, who they lost in that garbage pail, Malcolm Subban, who's terrible.
Right.
The last game, he was terrible. How could they not beat him? Did you see him last night? He's terrible.
That's what we were both saying last week when they played him at the Garden. The Rangers never tested him, and they lost 4-1. He's terrible. If his name, I said it last night, if his last name wasn't Subban, he'd be in the ACHL. He's terrible. He's awful.
He's coming out challenging the shooters like JD did in the 1980s. And then they just pass it across and it's an empty net. I mean, he was terrible. He's a bad goalie. And they finally put the puck behind them, which they should have done the week before. But hey, live and learn. Well, they don't live and learn. They're still passing like maniacs. This coach is going to I think he's going to put a gun to these guys' heads. You got to shoot. They just don't shoot. So I think the Rangers, to me, I don't know. Is it like, do you expect to win every game? Because it just doesn't happen. Even if you got a really good team.
No, but what I do feel like is that they're in every game. They can compete in every game. And what more could you ask for?
And development. I want to see guys develop. Do
Right.
I see guys developing? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, how many, if you go up and down the roster, people that want to, they're so tough on this coach, how many players do they have that are, progressing or playing well for this coach? D'Angelo, Trouba's coming along. Adam Fox has got 16 points in his rookie season. He's 21 years old. Brendan Lemieux's got 5 goals. By the way, they got to re-sign Brendan Lemieux.
Yeah.
Gotta have him.
Strider.
Gotta have Brendan Lemieux. I want Brendan Lemieux on this team for years to come.
Because I can't get a jersey until I sign him.
He's tough. He's in the middle of everything.
And he's not, he can chip in the goals. He reminds me, and again, I don't want to overstate here, but he reminds me a little bit of Tikkanen in a way. He's just a bullet. He's chirping. He's getting under the skin. He's not as talented as Asa Tikkanen is, but he's just what this team needs. And that hit last night was not dirty. I don't understand what the problem is, but that guy
He got a $2,000 fine for that hit, by the way.
Looks ridiculous. And then he goes with Carrier. Everybody's, it has to be done because you can't hit anybody in this league with any kind of retaliation. And he holds his own, and he doesn't let Carrier beat him in the fight. And the Rangers, he adds so much to the Rangers. Yes, he needs to be signed. They also got to sign D'Angelo too. I mean, he's become a valuable part of this team. Certainly, I criticized him early on, and I really thought that. And I'm going to say this right out. I'm going to say it now. Listen to me later. I really believe that D'Angelo's success really was in part on David Quinn being the coach. I think if any other coach would have had enough of his nonsense and benched him and just labeled him a malcontent but he got through to Tony D. Now Tony D's smiling on the bench. He's all happy. He's making terrific plays. There was a reason this guy was in three other organizations, and finally I think they found a coach in a situation for him that really fits for him, and he's been prospering significantly for it. And I just don't understand. And you know what? I'm gonna, I said it last week. I'll say it again. Brendan Smith continues for what he is, does pretty well. Like he's a fourth liner. He does it well. And I got to tell you this, Greg McKegg too. He's another guy.
The horse-tooth jackass.
Yeah, he's a real mouth breather, that guy. But but he's certainly an upgrade from Michael Haley. I mean,
Let me throw something at you, and hello to everybody in the chat room. I see Johnny's here. I see Jen's here watching at work. Connor's here. Mike Silvers is here. Mike Smith is here. Paul Gaduzzi. Hello to the great Johnny Prestano is here.
Oh.
What's going on, everybody? Let me throw something at you. Now, the Rangers have they've got, I think, one more year after this, I think, of paying off Dan Girardi's buyout.
How many more years?
I think they've got one more year after this. Let me see here. No, excuse me.
Still paying Bobby
two more. Two more years after this one of paying off Dan Girardi. 2 more years after this one of paying off Kevin. 3 more years after this one of both of them. So next year they're going to have a lot of dead cap space. Then the following 2 years they're going to have they're going to have $2.5 million dead cap space for buyouts. What about buying out Brady Shea at the end of this year? They're not going to buy Hank out.
How much are they due to pay Shattenkirk next year?
If I understand this correctly, Shattenkirk next year is like $6 million.
Yeah, that's going to fucking hurt.
Right.
I mean, that's going to be a real Sword to the side.
Now, if I understand this right, and I'm looking at this on Cap Friendly, right? If you buy out Brady Shea, the next year he would represent 2.6. See, the problem is going to be next year because of that big Shattenkirk hit. But then after that, it's 2.4 and then 1.4, 1.4, 1.6, 1.6, 1.6, 1.6, which is
well, I don't think the Shea situation is.
Well, look at that.
It hasn't reached abysmal level. It's disgusting level, but it's not abysmal level to buy him out. It was a mistake. The Rangers, this is what's going to happen. The Rangers get a little, happy with these defensemen, and they start giving everybody gets $6 million. This is what I'm worried about with D'Angelo.
Right.
We're going to have to fork some money over, especially since we shortchanged him over the season, before the season, as well as Lemieux. Two guys we signed at the last minute for chump change, who've become pretty good contributors to this team. So there is that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I agree with the Shea. I think we know what he is, and I think Rock, who's in the chat room today, put it many times, and I agree. I think the best way to describe him is, what does he do? He doesn't play the power play. He doesn't kill penalties, and he's always on the ice for a goal. So what's the sense? If I got to see him going down to block a shot, then the dope breaks his stick and then gives up a goal. I mean, he's just become so frustrating to watch.
The other problem is going to be is that you've got Mark Stahl and Brendan Smith still on the books for another year. That's $10 million right there just for the two of them. And then you tack on Brady Shea. That's $15 million for three defensemen. Depending on what you count Brendan Smith as. If you count him as a defenseman or you count him as a forward, I think for the most part you have to count him as a defenseman.
Right, because that's what he was signed for. I don't know.
Right.
When he was a defenseman. But the thing is, we just got to get through next year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then it's free at last. I mean, we'll have some residual dead cap space, like you mentioned.
But $17 million coming off the books
at
the end of next season.
Say it again. I almost messed my pants.
$17 million.
$17 million. Imagine what we could do with that? Squander it. No.
Actually, it's 18 million.
How did we even? I don't even know how we had this much success before the rebuild. I mean, the fact that we front loaded all these bozos, all this money, including the goaltender was absurdly paid. Let's face it. It's a wonder. And I mean, next year's going to be rough. Because we're going to have to try to get D'Angelo. What can you promise him? Like the league minimum for 1 year and then give him like what he really deserves for the second year?
Backload the deal. I don't know.
Backload. Can you do that in this league? I don't know. They don't let you do anything. You can't even lose your helmet anymore.
Right.
It's ridiculous. What's going to happen to the play? This is another stupid rule that they got to go right to the bench if they can't pick it up around a Heedle. I think had it happen to the other night. This is stupid. So, player safety. It's dumb. They played it. The league's been in existence since 1916, 1926, whatever it was. And come on, how many people died of a head injury? All right, give it a break. All right. So anyway, I'm on that rant, but the Rangers gonna have problems. But I'm worried about that. I think this year, it's been a pretty good year, man. They're right in the wild card hunt. I mean, what else you want? This is where we thought they would be.
Yeah, I mean, in the words of the immortal Dennis Green, they are who we thought. I mean, they pretty much are who we thought they were, right?
I thought Kakko would be more of an impact, and you can see now that Kakko he's hit that frustrated. Now, what did you think about this? I want to ask you in the underground about this. Artemi Panarin had a terrific scoring opportunity, and he gave it up to give the puck to Kakko to kind of break him out of his slump.
Right.
It just didn't work out. Now, what do you think about that? Do you think that's good that Panarin has got a team thing where he wants to get the other players going, the young players going, younger players, he's young himself,
Right.
young players going? Or do you say, listen, you got to shoot. Let this kid work his own problems out. I'm getting paid, for $1 billion.
I think it was 4 or 5-0 at that point. I'm fine with it at 5-0. If that's a 1-1 game, I'm throwing stuff at the TV.
Yeah, I think you're right.
A 5-0 game. All right, you try and get the kid going, and you could see it. He's frustrated. He's looking up at the heavens constantly. The kid's got the weight of the world on his face,
He's hanging out with
even though he really doesn't. He just needs to relax and play hockey and do what he does best. He'll be all right.
Yeah,
He'll be all right.
Yeah.
You see little things every game. The talent's there. He'll be fine. He's got a few knots in his rope, and he's got to work them out. That's all.
Yeah, I agree with you. You could see he has it. I think he's frustrated because he's succeeded at every level, and it's not coming so fast here in the NHL, and it very rarely comes fast to anybody.
Right.
And and he's predominantly played in the first and second line, plays power play. So he's gotten his opportunity to play with some of the top line players, which every idiot Ranger fan is screaming for every guy that they like to play on the first line when there's only 3 guys who play on the first line. Although Jesper Fast seems to find himself on the first line every other game. I don't know how that works. Don't ask me. It's an enigma. I will go down to my Ranger grave not understanding why the coaches have such a boinger for this guy that he needs to jumpstart the first line.
They love him.
His
teammates love him. The coaches love him.
But why? I mean, he works hard, but that's just not.
I can honestly say
wind up with 8 goals at the end of the year.
I know, but the one thing about him is, how many times have you watched a game that he plays in and he makes a mistake? Guy doesn't make. I mean, he doesn't make mistakes. I don't think he's great at anything, but he's pretty. He's good at a lot of things. And like I said, the coaches love him. His teammates love him.
Coach love him. I mean,
I really think he is viewed. I get the impression that he is viewed as a real leader on this team. I really do. I get that impression. Every year he wins that Crumb Bum Award, or whatever the hell they call the player, whatever they call that players player, whatever they call that. They used to call it the Crumb Bum Award. I thought. Or was that was that a different award? Was that the one the reporters voted on, the Crumb Bum?
I don't remember that at all.
You don't remember that? I don't know. Somebody will remember it. Where's Mike Smith when I need him? That guy, Jesus. His knowledge is just ridiculous, the things he remembers. But yeah, he'll remember it. Well, maybe it's the Players Player Award is the one he always wins. They love him.
No. I just can't take to him on the first line. I don't know. I guess it's like they want somebody to work really hard to dig the puck out of the corner and set up the other guys. And I don't know.
You know what it is? He's a pro. He's a pro. I think that's what they like. That's what they like about him. He's a pro. He's out there. He handles himself well. He doesn't he plays smart. He doesn't take bad penalties. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes on the ice.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that's because another thing is my contention is that in the preseason, why is he always guaranteed a spot? I can see the argument for that.
I know. You say that every.
Why is he?
It's not September until you say that.
Right. I mean, why is he a lock? No one's competing for his spot. Nobody's a hard worker. Nobody takes stupid penalties. I guess not. In Ranger world, people take stupid penalties. Every Ranger takes a stupid penalty.
He's a crumb bum.
But every coach likes him, and every coach depends on him. I'm not saying he's a bad player. There's something that annoys me when I see him on the first line. That's all I'm saying. It's just
I want to jump back real quick. You were talking about Brendan Smith, and I think it was I think it was the Columbus game. Maybe Jen remembers. She was watching it with me. We were talking about it, but I think it was the Columbus game where after he had taken a shift with McKegg and whoever else he was skating on a line with in that game.
Howden?
Might have been Howden. Yeah, I think it was actually. The three of them were on the bench together with the iPad in front of them.
Oh, yeah.
Watching the plays, and Brendan Smith is kind of, how do you put, he was kind of running the discussion. Like you could see, like, I said to Jen, I'll say it here, those are the things that we as fans don't see. These fans that are screaming Brendan Smith taking up a roster spot and this, that, and the other thing. Why is he here? Why do we need this guy playing forward? Well, and I'll just go back to what I've said before, is that I tend to think that the coaches that are around these guys 7 days a week for 12 hours a day might know a little bit more than us that see them every other day for 15 minutes a game. There's got to be more reasons why these guys are on the team, things we don't see. And I think Brendan Smith is one of them. The guy just does his job. Is he the fastest skater on the team? No. Is he the best defender on the team? No. Is he offensively gifted? Well, not really, but he had a nice breakaway the other night.
Yeah.
Joe,
he's talking to his brother Riley about.
He does his job.
Forward, Joe.
Oh, Joe, the dinner with the brother, Joe, the Smith brothers, the cough drops, Joe. Nothing beat last night though. Did you hear Joe going on about Mark Stone's knob? Oh, that was classic.
No, I missed it.
Oh, Sam, look at the knob on Mark Stone's stick. He tapes it up extra, Sam. His knob is so big. It's big and throbbing, Sam. He's got this big knob that he uses one hand on it, Joe. One hand so he can reach out and get the takeaways, Sam. Oh, what a knob, Sam. Look at the knob, Sam.
They're gay.
Oh.
Not that there's anything wrong about it, but those two guys are gay.
And then you got, and this is going to be a really old reference, but I know you'll get it. You got Reginald Van Nozen over there with the, how sweet it is. Reginald Van Nozen. But that was great. He's just going on and on about this knob on which I'm sure Hank doesn't like because, the only knob Hank wants Joe talking about is his. Right.
Look at
Sam, look at the knob. He just puts one hand on the knob and uses it to get the puck.
Remember when Micheletti and Troutwig were like drooling over Ovechkin's freaking six-pack that one time?
And his thighs, Sam. Look at the size of his thighs.
That's gay.
Our broadcast is like an episode of Oz.
It really is. These guys just... I know everybody's probably saying, "Oh, they're going to talk about the broadcast again." I'm sorry, it's part of the entertainment.
It's part of the entertainment. It's what you get. You want advanced stats? I'll give you a list of 10 podcasts to go listen to. They're everywhere now. You want to be entertained? You want to have a little fun? You want to do a little goofing around? This is what we're here for.
I wait for the mistakes during the game. I hope there are. I go, Sammy had a good night tonight. Nothing to talk about.
Oh my God! The knob.
Mark Stone's knob.
Mark Stone's knob, Sam.
They love.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
Look at the knob, Sam. Gaze upon his massive knob.
Oh, queer eye for the Rosen guy.
I don't know, man. I gotta tell you.
Riley said, "Do Sam and Joe share a bed on the West Coast?"
They might.
Sam in his kerchief and Joe in his cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. Oh, Joe, it's going to snow.
Is that the hot water bottle, Sammy? Or is that you? Yeah, I don't know. These guys.
Sam getting up 14 times a night to go to the bathroom. Oh, Joe, I shouldn't have eaten those burritos, Joe.
Joe. Man.
That was great. So just getting back to these players and everybody getting on him. That thing with Brendan Smith, you like seeing that. You like these young players need guys that know how to play professional hockey and what it takes. And my guess is that's a big part of why Brendan Smith is there, and it's why Jesper Fast is there.
Yes.
Howie Sussman's here. Howie's yet to make his video debut.
Howie's always got, there's always a heavy traffic at the Sussman household.
Right.
There's always like a lot of things going on there. So
Right.
that's probably
It's like a bingo hall. Peter Fox is in Ireland. He's watching the show from Ireland.
Wow, cool.
Peter should call in. We've never had an Irish and a guest from Ireland. We've had UK, but not Ireland.
Well,
As we go spanning the globe.
Yeah, spanning the globe. Dun, 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 dun.
Sam orders Papa John's late night to the room.
Oh, yeah.
Takes the money out of Joe's wallet to pay for it.
We must consume the pizza.
They check out. Joe's ordered all kinds of porn. Shaving Ryan's privates. Schindler's Fist.
Yeah, I think Joe definitely has some kind of hidden things going on. Sam's too old. He has trouble remembering his name. I don't know. He's just, if you ever wiki Sam Rosen, you find out some very interesting things. Do you know any of these things that if you wiki him?
I know he was quite the baseball player in his day.
Well, Sammy was not born here.
He was born in Germany. I've known that since before Wikipedia. He was born in Germany.
Wikipedia.
Yes. Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. And his name is not Sam Rosen.
No, it's like Schlemiel or something, right?
Schlemiel
Rosenblatt?
Blatt or something like that.
Right.
And he's from Polish. But there's an interesting thing on that Wikipedia that it says the Rangers have an understanding with Sam that he can do the broadcast as long as he wants to do it. Which that part disturbs me.
Music to my ears.
No. We have enough material.
Never enough. It never stops.
Peter Ryder to Joe Pesci.
What am I, funny like a clown? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little fucked up.
Yeah, I know. I would miss him with that stuff, but it's just, I want somebody who calls the play. How many goals the other team, and they score. You don't know who scored, who set it up, what's going on. I say it every week. I'm going to continue to say it. I want somebody who's a goddamn homer in there screaming as loud as they can.
Wait, you don't like this?
Mika! That's Artemi Panarin!
Mika!
Mika! I'm in Anaheim. I'm going to the proctologist.
The world's most chant of Henrik goes up from the crowd.
Right.
Now, those are not boos. That's for Zook.
That's for Booney Evans, Joe.
Oh, God. We cover this last week that he got sent down?
No, he just got sent down like Friday, I think.
Please, for the love of God, I don't want to see this. For my New Year's present, I want to never see this guy up in a Ranger uniform again. He is totally useless. And he takes stupid penalties. Anybody. Speaking
his first game back, which I think was that the Columbus game? Or maybe the game before that. I don't know. He was on the ice for like 10 seconds, his first game back, and he took a penalty. Can't stand him. No use for him.
See,
I saw somebody said, I don't know if it was in our group or another group or someone. He's only 24. He's still learning, or he's still growing into his game. And I'm like, no, I think this is the fully grown Booney Evans right here.
Dylan McElrath was 24 and he sucked. There was just age doesn't mean anything. You just suck. You're not at HL caliber. Sorry.
Right.
Jen's right. She said they were calling the game like if they were the Vegas announcers.
She's always right.
Right. Let's just come on, man. I want our guys to be announcing for our guys. I want them laughing like that guy on Boston everybody hates, Jack Edwards. I want him going, the Devils stink. We're rolling over them. Another goal. Oh, Mackenzie Blackwood. Oh, you're garbage. Like that. So, I don't know. Hey, that PK Subban was worth all that dough for that 2 goals and 3 assists he has. Imagine if this was the Rangers. People would be losing their shit.
Oh, and I'd be one of them.
I mean, you.
I think the rumors about him were right. He's lost a step. He definitely looks a step slower. He's not. Come on, he's not. And the guy's not great to begin with.
I think he's good, but
good.
He makes a lot of mistakes. He gives the puck away and causes breakaways the other way, going for goals. I think he did it against the Rangers, as a matter of fact. I think he did it the other night when he played, returned to Nashville, I think. He stinks. And I fell into it. I thought the Devils were going to be better. They added some guys. Nothing. I mean, that's what I want announcers is to bask in other teams' misery. Look at us. We're young. I got to sit in this broadcast, listen to this broadcast. You know what, Jim? I got to sit in this broadcast and listen to
He's throwing shit now.
Listen about every team, how the Canadians are young, how this team is rebuilding, and they're young. They got a young player. We got the youngest team in the league.
Right. They'll talk about it.
They'll talk about the woes. Oh, and then a fucking Columbus game. Oh, I didn't even talk about this. Well, we talked to our Cam Atkinson. Our?
Oh, yeah, our buddy or something, right? Our good friend or something?
Our good friend Cam Atkinson. Fuck Cam Atkinson. I could give a shit if he's living in Dave Maloney's fucking house, screwing his wife, whatever he's doing in Connecticut. Cam Atkinson is the enemy.
Oh, Joe, he screwed Maloney's wife, Joe.
Our good friend Cam Atkinson.
They caught Cam in bed with Mrs. Maloney, Joe.
Oh, man, I'm
both
telling you.
Mrs. Maloney's. He got Don Maloney's wife, too.
It's sickening. Didn't Cam Atkinson score against us in that game? And then they gotta talk about him like glowing terms. I could give a shit where a guy lives, where if he lives close to New York or Connecticut, where he's from. I don't care if Sonny Milano's from Massapequa. I don't care. Hey, they're on the opposing team. They're the enemy. Those announcers should recognize that. We don't care. I yell, I don't care. You can ask my wife. When I watch the game, I say, I don't care. Call the play. I don't care. Call the play. I don't care. Call the play.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
They feed us this nonsense throughout the game about the other team. I don't want to hear about the woes. We haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1994. I need something. I mean, I don't want to hear about the woes of the Canadians. I don't want to hear the Columbus and all their problems and this and that and how they're plus minus in the third period. He's obsessed with that. How many goal differential in the third period? Apparently, that's the new stat that's going around in his bird brain, going around, floating around in his nose. It's terrible. I don't want to hear about the other team. Meanwhile, you got Rangers have mystery illnesses for months. They never say anything. I mean, unless Micheletti is in love with a player, which he always falls in love, like Adam Fox, he'll always praise him. Look at the pass. Look at the pass. When they talk about our players, why don't they talk about the Kravtsov? That fucking dummy. What's wrong with this kid? Is his parents... He's got helicopter parents, I'm hearing now. He's got his parents are very overprotective of him.
Who are we talking about now?
Kravtsov.
Oh, Kravtsov. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
First of all,
I don't know what's going on there.
Let me tell you, this Russian Borscht brain, he comes over there, he leaves the Rangers, okay? And he goes over to Tractor, which is a dumb name anyway, for a hockey team, Tractor.
Right.
Yeah, why don't you just name a team Wood Chipper? Or, I don't know, Diesel Generator. I mean, it's a stupid name.
Backhoe.
This team Tractor sucks.
Rototiller.
They suck. Why would you leave? Now I know Hartford. Listen, it's not Palm Springs, all right?
But it's an hour from the big time.
Right. You could be
Now you're banished.
Now you're banished. You're over in Tractor. The team blows. And I hear it blew the year when he played there, and they still had success. But now the Tractor wants to trade him to Rototiller.
Right. Rototiller.
So this kid's got to be uprooted, and he's going to be traded. He could have just stayed in North America, and toughened it out, and made his bones and made some money, some real money, 3 or 4 years down the road. But instead, he's over in the Continental Hockey League, which is an abortion of a league. It's a joke. And now he's all screwed up. I'm hearing his parents. I'm hearing he didn't like the blood pressure thing is still going around.
Jeff Gorton has reached out to Kravtsov's agent in hopes of figuring the situation out and hopefully bringing Kravtsov back to Hartford. And see, this is like what we said when this originally happened. This kid's 18 or 19 years old. They get somebody's given this kid a lot of bad advice.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe that this was his decision solely to leave Hartford, Connecticut and go to Russia to play. And now I'm telling you, somebody else was pissing in his ear. And now he's over in fucking Kyrgyzstan or one of the stands, Franistan or Stan Zabornak or whatever the hell they're playing. And now he's banished. Now the Rangers got to swoop in and save him.
He could have stayed here. He could have developed and earned his ice time like everybody else done the annals of hockey for the most part. It's not like he's the number one pick, consensus all number one, and we got to bow down to him. I mean, we waited for the guy. He comes. He don't like what he sees. He thought maybe something's lost in translation. I agree with you. Somebody's in his ear, some Rushie who doesn't understand the way things go here. Now, I don't know if it's his parents. It's got to be somebody close to him. I wish Stephen Vogel would get on the case, put on his freaking detective hat, and find out who's following this guy around.
Why doesn't Vogel get a goddamn Euro pass and start chasing this kid all around the fucking Soviet Union and get this kid back to Hartford where he's safe? What good is Vogel doing us right now?
Nothing.
He's too busy tracking down Elias Anderson. Get off Elias Anderson. Get me Kravtsov back.
Speaking
Play with it, tape up this kid's knob, get it nice and big, put one hand on it, and get him over here. Enough of this bullshit.
And meanwhile, you don't know this guy's confidence is going to be shot by the time he gets here.
Right.
If you just follow the process, as they say in Canada.
Jen said he's running from Vogel.
He might be.
He's going to wind up playing in an Eskimo league like Theo Fleury to keep on that Steve can't find him. Just kidding. We love you, Steve. We love you.
I understand the problems with coming over a different language. They got enough Russians on the fucking team. Chris Kreider speaks 31 languages.
Right.
I know it's an adjustment. It's goddamn New York City. Send him to Brighton Beach and just go to the games.
He could stay with Tolian.
I played on teams when I was a kid. I never talked to anybody. It's all hockey.
Can he live with? He could live with Tolian. Is that how you say his name? Toli?
Anatoly.
CCCP. Anatoly. He could live with him. He's like the most Russian guy we knew everybody around. He's like Brezhnev over there.
Oh.
You could stay with him, right?
Right.
You and I can figure this out.
So
we can figure this out.
The Rangers dropped the ball too. They should have had they brought in Rutu for freaking Kako. They should have brought in Dominik Hasek for this guy.
Or Zubov or something.
Tretiak. Is he still alive?
Tretiak. We got enough. There's been enough Russian players in this organization over the years. They could have brought somebody in to coddle this kid and do what needs to be. Yeah, Nemchinov would have been a good one. He was a coach too. What's he doing?
Who knows what these guys are doing? But it's upsetting how they're gonna piss this draft pick away. Hopefully, now that he sees that the grass isn't greener over in Mother Russia, boy,
Right.
you would think that. Go to that corrupt country, and he comes to. I mean, listen, you come to the good old America. We try to give you a good chance here, boy. And you spit in our face. I know Hartford isn't ideal, but look what's happening down there. Wolfpack are winning. Elias Anderson is playing well. Who else is playing well, Jim? Elias Anderson's playing well down there.
Steve Fogarty, Vinny Lettieri.
Oh, please stop bringing up his name.
What? You asked who's playing well.
What's Vinny Lettieri got?
You don't want to. You don't want to hear the truth.
If he's under 10 goals, he doesn't deserve airtime. Best thing about talking about Vinny Lettieri is this. Bye, Jen.
You know I like a Vinny.
What has he got?
It's anti-Italian. Oh, I'll tell you.
It's not anti. It's anti-bum.
Anti-bum. Disgraziata.
I'm anti. What's his stats that you want to?
27 goals, 38 assists in 8 games.
That's his career in the AHL.
I wish. Not even. If that was his career in the NHL, he'd still be here. Vinny Lettieri. Let's get. Here it comes. You ready? Vinny Lettieri. 9 goals and 11 assists in 25 games. 20 points already. He's a +4. He's got 8 minutes in penalties. He's gonna win the Chandler Bing Trophy in the AHL.
Oh, God. I mean, that's just.
Oh, Joe, he's Lou Nanny's grandson, Joe.
I don't care if he's Lou Monty's grandson. Lou Grant's.
Lou Monty.
Dominic the Donkey.
Dominic the Italian Christmas Donkey.
You know that my wife says that in the Midwest they don't even know that song. That's
really?
That's a real East Coast thing. Dominic the Donkey. Jeff Diamond. You ever heard of Dominic the Donkey? The song.
He is Dominic the Donkey.
Oh, come on.
What?
Don't. Yeah, so that's where I stand on all that garbage. So you got the I don't know, the Kravtsov thing's all screwed up. Speaking of,
got you very upset
because it was a dumb move by him, and like you said, somebody got in his ear, and I think you got to cultivate these guys. You know the situation. Not like they didn't know he was Russian. They didn't know that he liked to play in the KHL. They really should have just. But the Rangers have enough staff.
What I told you after they drafted him and they said he was going to play in the KHL for a year. I said it's a bad move. These guys go to the KHL and nothing good happens. They disappear. It's just that's why you draft these guys. I want them playing in somewhere in North America. Once they're drafted, once the Rangers go to the podium and say their name, the Rangers should be in total control. Either you go to college or you go to Hartford or you got to be in the North American continent. No more of this bullshit. You go to Russia.
Exactly. I'm sick of drafting the Russians now. You know me, I love the Russians, the mystique of the Russians. But now I'm done with it.
You go all the way back to Vaclav Nedomansky.
Well, he wasn't Russian, but
he wasn't?
No. He was might have been a Slovak.
No, back then it was all the same.
It was all the same back then.
Chechnya.
He was Chechnyan?
Czechoslovakian back in the day.
So they called Slovak.
Right.
All right.
All
Now,
this-
it is. And speaking of other messes in Ranger, you see this Barry Beck post?
I did. I read that. I read that yesterday. Well, there was. I guess there were two posts. I think there was one. I think there was one that he spoke to Mark Pavlich's family, and then he posted, I think today, that he actually spoke to Mark Pavlich.
Yes.
Like an hour.
Yes. Now,
we really haven't touched on this.
it's a serious subject. I mean, coming off a comedic rant that me and you just both did.
Right.
But switching gears, mental illness is no joke. I mean, I may joke about it on the show, but it certainly isn't when it happens, and you retreat from the world, and you don't, you're unable to cope with the day-to-day living that this cruel world affords us. So apparently, Pav has gotten some problems, some legal problems, and he was deemed by the court as being unfit for trial because of mental illness, and he's at some facility, right, Jim?
Yes.
And Barry Beck shared a post with the people who follow him on Facebook. And
Let me see if I can pull it up. We can post it up here. Hang on. Barry Beck, there you are. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know. I can read it if you want.
Yeah, you can read it, and I'll.
I spoke with Mark Pavlich yesterday, who's been detained in a psychiatric facility outside of Minneapolis. We spoke for over an hour on a communal phone. I first told him, "I miss you, Pav," before carrying on with our conversation. I then asked him if it's like one flew over the cuckoo's nest. He laughed and said, "Well, it can be at times." I asked him which character he was. He said Jack Nicholson, and I said, "No, you're Danny DeVito." We had a big laugh just to put a smile on his face. The conversation was lighthearted in the beginning, and over the next 90 minutes, we discussed his case. He sounded better than I thought he would, and I think it was good for him to talk to an old friend. The reality is he could be on the move once again to another facility. We did talk about the nuts and bolts of his case. That I will discuss with his sister, Jean. I was talking not to some deranged criminal. He was coherent and seemed to have his wits about him. He does understand the seriousness of his case, but was he misrepresented in the court hearings? Right now, he has to go along with the program, and it could take some time. I told him you have a lot of support on the outside from around the world, especially former Olympic and Ranger teammates. Then you have the fans. Ranger fans miss you and wish you the best in your recovery. He wanted to say thank you for everyone's support. That's the base, most of it.
Well, then Beck goes on to say, that he kind of said, that kind of threw him something to hope for. He says, we should build a ranch for both players and animals that suffer daily, bring them together, help in both recovery. He liked that idea and he wants to be involved. So I guess he threw him that. So it doesn't sound to me, I mean, if we go by what Barry Beck says, that what those pictures that, when we saw that were on the internet, like he looked real like deranged.
Right.
I mean, not like anybody looks good in like their mugshot, but he was certainly, he looked kind of crazed. But apparently to Barry, he's okay as far as his wits, but it's hard to tell. To me, over the phone doesn't really show you much. You could have an hour, 2 hours of good time and be off the walls for the rest of the day. But it's good to hear that at least he's getting treated, even though he's detained. But
right.
I don't know I really don't know the specifics of the case. What did he attack somebody or something?
Yeah, his neighbor.
Who gets along with the neighbors?
Well, apparently not him, but I think it was a little more than just arguing over the garden hose.
Oh, okay.
He was arrested in August and charged with beating a friend with a metal pole.
Yeesh.
The order took into account reports from 2 clinical psychologists who found Pavlich had post-traumatic stress disorder, delusions, paranoia, and other conditions likely related to head injuries.
That's the reality, and I don't know. I'm glad that Barry Beck is reaching out to him. So maybe this can get resolved, but these guys don't really have. I'm sure Mark is not. He doesn't have a lot of money. He's been a recluse ever since he retired. He's been really, wasn't he when they? I don't know if he showed up. There was some event that he didn't show up to. Was it like the Olympics anniversary of that?
Yeah, I think when they all got together.
Yeah. So it's a sad situation, and I hope he gets some help, and I hope he gets out of jail. But I guess that's the best place for him is to be in a facility where I don't know if it's jail or he's in some kind of mental facility. I'm not sure, but I don't know. And PTSD is a rough thing,
Yeah, and from what I understand, his wife passed away. She was only 44. She fell at their home or something like that off the balcony, and apparently after she died, he really
became more despondent. I guess
he really went downhill.
To a lot of people, especially when they're not public people, and they really spend the majority of the time with their spouse. You lose that, you lose your lifeline. So,
right.
So I hope he gets better real quick, man. He was one of my favorite players. Worked hard every shift. He never took a shift off. He produced. He was a small guy that people just took for granted, and he schooled a lot of people, a lot of players, embarrassed a lot of players.
Yep.
So.
he was another guy run out of town by Ted Sater.
Yeah, not a very good Ranger coach. He took a lot of our beloved Rangers and just, I think Pierre LaRouche too got ousted.
Yeah, LaRouche wound up getting sent to the Hershey Bears.
Yes,
when Sater was the coach.
Yeah, he was.
But they did get to the conference final in the playoffs, but that was because of Van Beesbrook mostly.
Right. Yes. They had a hard-working team. That team worked really hard, but it was, you want to talk about a snore fest offensively. It was like Mike Ridley with his 18 goals, Kelly Miller. They worked hard, but he was not a good guy. You think Torch was grumpy? That guy was a real bastard. So, that goes. So best wishes, thoughts, and prayers, all that stuff going up to Mark Pavlich. We love you, Mark. Get better. If you're watching this video, man, you can do it. You can do it. I'm glad that Barry Beck. You think somebody say, you think Rum Greshna's calling him? Rum's calling the liquor store. Think Kotze's calling him? Oh, big boy. No, nobody's calling him. Barry Beck's a real man. Real Ranger. Anyway, enough of that. So, where do you want to go from that lovely story?
The Rangers' leading scorer in that season was Mike Ridley with 65 points. The leading goal scorer was Tomas Sandstrom with 25 points.
That's 25 goals, yes.
25 goals, sorry, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That was boring. 25 goals is your leading goal scorer? That's terrible. And they made the playoffs and lost to Patrick. Wow.
Yes.
I think Waugh in his first season.
Yep.
And Waugh was outstanding. As a matter of fact, half that series, I think they called him Roy because they didn't know how to say his name. But and at that time, it's funny because I'm wrong a lot. I'm like, where do these Canadians come with these fluky goalies that play good in the playoffs, like Steve Penny? I go, then that Steve Penny played great in one playoff, and then you never heard of him. I go, here's another guy. This guy, Roy. Who ever heard of him?
Right.
He's going to play one good playoff. We're never going to hear from him again. Meanwhile, he's like the greatest goalie of all time. I saw these stats of the most wins by a goaltender the other day. I see that Henrik Baba Shampoo, as he's known around here, is trailing Ed Belfour. Now, I didn't get in how many games it was. I put this question to you and the rest of the underground. Will Baba Shampoo, the grand exalted king of resting bitch face on the bench, catch Eddie the Eagle Belfour in wins? What's your answer? Go.
Yes.
What's the number?
They're about 45 wins apart, aren't they? Something like that.
All right, so 45 wins. You think he's going to do it in a Ranger uniform?
No. He will. No, he's going to sign with somebody after his contract. He'll be done with the Rangers when his contract
sign
expires.
A 40-year-old goalie.
Yeah, absolutely. I do believe that.
Maybe he'll be on an expansion team. Maybe be on Seattle. That's next year, though, right? Is that expansion draft at the end of this year, or when's that coming?
The end of this season. All right,
I have. Go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I have something that you requested a couple weeks ago, and I couldn't find it, and now I found it. So hold on a second. I just have to.
I'm already excited.
Are you? Are you really?
Yes. Oh my!
Let me just see if I can. I don't know how well this is gonna. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. But here we go.
I'm too sexy for my love. Too sexy for my love. Love's going to leave.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Can I do this? There we go. What does that say? Oh, this was.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts. I am too sexy for Milan. Too sexy for Milan. New York and Japan.
I haven't done anything.
I'm too sexy for your party. Too sexy for your party. No way I'm disco dancing.
That's the best one.
And I do my little turn on the catwalk. On the catwalk. On the catwalk. Yeah, I do my little turn on the catwalk.
So if your lips are wet and ready to go, hold on.
Okay.
My car, too sexy by far. I'm too sexy for my hat. Too sexy for my hat. What you think about that? I'm a model, you know what I mean. And I do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. On the catwalk, yeah. I shake my little touch on the catwalk.
What the fuck?
There you have it.
Oh my god.
There you have it. I should go back and update that, making intersperse some of those Instagram photos I was sending. I was showing you.
Oh my god.
The great Paulie D. So if your lips are wet and ready to go, hold on.
Man, it never gets old.
No, it really doesn't. Strap your chain, strap the bed, strap this, strap it all, because we're getting wrecked.
Who took those photos? Like, I would laugh.
Gotsy took them. I know. Paulie's got me out there with the camera, taking those pictures at the zoo. He's changing his jersey, break out the hoses. I had to water him down.
I should do a mock like that. Oh man, that's so bad. How you have that floating still on the internet, man? I would have taken that down long ago.
It's on my YouTube, and
You looked it up in your history there.
Well, what happened was
5 years.
I couldn't find it. Hold on, I couldn't find it because I'd made it private so that nobody can see it, and then I found it on my phone, and I had to publish it so that I could show you guys just now, and now I'm going to make it private again and hide it again.
Yeah, I don't think that
that's a hidden gem. That's just for us.
That's just for us. I don't
Right.
think Paulie would do the show because he's part of that whole Rum Greshner cult, rather, and that it would be a disrespect to Don Rum Greshner if he would have come on to a show that was co-hosted by myself, a man who dared to have different political views,
right?
And another Ranger athlete that they all fucking suck his knob, his well-taped knob of Rum Greshner. So that's fine with me, but we still have the dirt on him. We have the audio, we have the video that will last forever until he takes it down. I might actually send me that link when you get on, and I'll grab it so we'll have it posterity. Like YouTube gets sold to the Japanese or something. We'll always have that video to show. Oh boy. So what else we got, Robin? Anything else?
We got Costa waiting. Let me put the link in the chat here if anybody wants to.
Did you get a chance to watch the game that I posted in the Undergrounders?
I did not actually.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's got the Rangers and Canucks. I don't know what year was it. Was it 1982, I think, or 83? Rangers played the Canucks. And the story that goes along with this is that I went to the Bill Chadwick show the night of that game. Bill Chadwick used to have a show out here on Long Island from Cablevision, and his studio was there. And me and my friend Victor went to the show. I forget who the guest was. I think it might have been Dave Schultz or something. And after the game, after the show, Vic and Bill, I said, I was a kid, I was like probably like 17 or 18. And I said, Bill, I think you're the greatest. My dad and I met you on the escalator at MSG. My dad shook your hand with his glove, and he kept the glove. This is like the dad loved the big whistle. I'm like, we really love you. And he goes, well, why don't you come in the back and watch some of the game? I'll tell you about how things work. He takes us back and begins to fondle me. And
puts his hand down my pants gently.
He puts the head. Stay still, Eddie. It'll be over quickly.
Eddie, stop squirming.
It'll be over quickly. Billy, I'm bringing Eddie home tonight. So, anyway,
Billy,
there's this TV studio, full-blown TV studio. He takes us, and we're watching the Rangers on the monitors there. And Esposito's going on about something. He goes, you know what? Esposito doesn't know his ass from a hole in the wall. Now, I'm 17. I haven't seen any adults really talk like this except for like my close family.
Right.
And I'm just like, I start bursting out laughing because he said ass and a hole in the wall. I think this is great. Anyway, this game the Rangers play against the Canucks features, again, if you're for Patreon, you get to see these old games. You get to see Jim's recaps every night, this guy. But in this game, it's got some Mike Rogers action. Mike Rogers gets a nice goal. You got the appearance of one of the greatest names in hockey ever, Garth Butcher. So if you Subscribe to Patreon. You get to watch these games. You can't find them anywhere. There is no way you can see them. These are from my personal collection. So if you sign up for Patreon, you're privy to these. They're unlisted on YouTube. They're posted to YouTube, but you can't find them. You put Rangers Canucks 1982, whatever it is, you're not going to see shit. Wait, see.
Speaking of old timey players, we had the discussion about my jersey, my Christmas present.
Oh yeah.
It's on order.
Wow,
it's coming. Here was the winner. There it is.
Let's see it.
That's who I went with.
Oh yeah. Very good, Sam. Oh,
Yep.
I love it. Brings back good memories.
Yeah.
What a terrific player for the Rangers.
Certainly,
he was not the guy that they thought he was coming from the WHA, but he was so solid, so good, just terrific. And Nielsen would have been the same had he been able to stay healthy here. Not superstars, but excellent players. And they had been around for a while, too. They weren't like young. No, they were 21 when they came here.
No, they were 20 late 20s when they came to the Rangers. And right. Hedberg had 430 goal seasons and
good.
220 goal seasons. And then I think he had back injury that caught up with him. And he wound up retiring. He was only 33 when he retired, but 172 goals as a Ranger, 236 goals with the Winnipeg Jets. No, it's not autographed. The picture, that's just a picture I found on the internet, and that one's autographed.
Wow. Well, we'll talk to Alfie. Maybe get Anders to sign it.
I don't want Anders.
You don't want him signed? You don't like
signing? No, because then I won't wear it.
I wear my McDonough jersey. It's signed.
Do you? I wouldn't wear it. I'm not an autograph guy.
Yeah, I'm not really either.
I'm a picture guy.
I just had the McDonough jersey, and the signing was close.
Right.
Relatively close. So...
I'll never forget my father showing me when the Rangers were in the finals against Montreal. There was a picture in probably the Daily News, because that's what my father read every day. There was a picture in the Daily News of Anders Hedberg on the team flight, either from Montreal or to Montreal, and he'd fallen asleep, and they did a whipped cream ice cream thing on his head. I just remember my father showing it to me because he knew I was a Hedberg guy.
I think that's an excellent jersey choice. I remember there was a picture of Carol Vatney smoking a big stogie in the locker room with his shirt off. That might have been in the Post or something. Rangers going to the Cup or something like that. But the late Carol Vatney, listen, Hedberg, those guys retired real early.
Yeah,
I think they had a lot of miles on them. I really do. They had a lot of injuries, and Anders Hedberg was a solid Ranger. There's a lot of Rangers you could say that, that was solid, and he was tough. He wasn't going to drop the Dukes, but a lot of those guys got tested early. He wasn't going to throw the Dukes, but they were tested because they were from Sweden. They were foreigners. They thought they couldn't hack it, that they could intimidate them.
Right.
And
at a time where there weren't a lot of Swedish players in the league.
No, there weren't a lot of quote unquote foreigners.
Europeans,
other countries. They were night in and night out subjected to stuff that's not even legal anymore.
Right.
Back in the day where you could slash, hack, and listen, you got a bunch of Canadian referees. Who you think they're going to side with? The newcomers from another land that's stealing Canadian boys' jobs? Or the Canadian guy just whacked Anders Hedberg over the backside or the kneecaps. It withstood a lot of stuff and paved the way for what hockey is today. And they're not recognized, I don't think, as much. I think a lot of times the hockey people tend to say, "Oh, the Euros ruined the game." They didn't ruin the game. I certainly didn't ruin it. They made this game what it was. The thing is that Gary Bettman ruined this game. It was doing very well until Bettman took over. But I don't want to go into a rant about that. I think everybody in the hockey world is unified in hating Gary Bettman. You ever see anybody say Gary Bettman's doing a good job?
I've heard a few people that
Yeah?
would take his side in argument. And from a business standpoint, if you're a businessman
You think
with
the
business
owners are very
interest
happy?
in the game, then yeah, he's made you a lot of money. But I think from a fan standpoint, no. I mean, I think if you ask the owners, I think he's extremely popular with the owners.
He keeps getting this expansion money.
Right, expansion money. They've got national TV contracts, that they really didn't have much of before. So I think from a business person's standpoint, sure, I think they love him. Why do you think? I mean, there's a reason why he's been at the job 30. It's got to be almost 30 years, right?
Yeah.
Because he was commissioner when the Rangers won the cup.
Trying to think, who was before him? Ziegler?
Was it Ziegler?
I don't remember anybody in between.
I think it was Ziegler.
Yeah. Ziegler was not very good. John Ziegler, wow. Bettman's been around that long. God, John Ziegler was this last guy.
Now I think the NHL was on the Outdoor Life Network coming out of the lockout, and that's because hockey was in a lot of trouble. They went in that lockout, and
that
hockey got forgotten about. Nobody
did.
wanted anything to do with hockey. I mean, they were lucky they found a contract with anybody. And then the Outdoor Life Network became Versus thanks to hockey, and then eventually became, turned into
Stein. I don't even remember Gil Stein.
NBC Sports.
Gil Stein? Gil Stein who ran for president last year? Gil Stein? I don't even remember him.
He wasn't around long, I don't think.
Years, maybe. I don't know. Gil Stein, Michael. I don't even remember him. This is what Bettman is. But yeah, like Jim said, hockey was rolling. Like ESPN hockey. Remember with Gary Thorne and Melrose and all those guys? It was the Rangers won the cup, and then Messier says, "Oh, there's no way there's going to be a lockout." Lockout, and then, like Jim said, forgotten about.
I mean, when they canceled the season that got canceled, hockey got forgotten about. I mean, we went a year without hockey, right? And we lost an entire season, right? Yeah. The 2003-04 season, right?
Yeah.
It's been so long ago now that I can't remember. But I mean, nobody wanted anything to do with hockey when they came back. They've been gone for a year, and life went on.
Yeah, the other sports it doesn't get talked about on the national front and doesn't get talked on the local radios. I was like, yeah, they're not playing. So what? Speaking about the local scene, Jim, I don't know if you're following the local sports radio scene.
Of course.
This Chris Carlin got canned by WFAN.
Right, thanks to Francesa.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too.
Eli is on the field, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
here we go.
Here we go. The comeback kid is back.
Yep.
Now, Chris Carlin, who I have met, and I did have like a kind of a not so great feeling when I met him. I don't know if I've told you this story.
No.
Well, my friend Phil, he had he's one of these weekend warrior backyard guys, and he built a replica, a wiffle ball field, a replica of the Green Monster in his backyard. Dugouts, fake ivy, everything. I mean, it took him 2 years to build this thing. So FAN had a contest. Who is the most whose husband or something is the craziest sports fan, the most, backyard warrior or something.
Right.
So FAN came down and he won the contest. FAN came down and threw a barbecue for him and all his friends, and I was invited, and I met Chris Carlin there. Now, I didn't really know who Chris Carlin was at that time. He was the producer for Mike and the Mad Dog, right?
Right.
That's
right.
And I would hear him occasionally. So I see this chubby little bald guy. I thought they like it was on a Saturday, so it wasn't like anybody important. Because they're not gonna throw a real guy down there on a weekend. So they threw some, the FAN fan patrol was down there, whatever.
Right.
So he's like, does anybody want to go on the radio? Now, come on. If anybody wants to go on the radio, it's gonna be me. I'm a ham, a total ham. Plus, my friends are all egging me on.
Right.
And he says, your friends say that you do a good Bob Murphy impersonation. Now, my Murphy is okay. It was better when I was younger because I used to hear him all the time.
Right.
So, they get me on the air. He says, all right, I want you to do your best Bob Murphy. And I go, all right. And there's a phone caller on too. He's like, all right, we got a guy here. And I go, I'm not going to do the imitation now because I feel like, but I say something, like Murphy, what you did say, the Panamanian speedster, Omar Marino.
Right.
And Carlin goes, well, you better not quit your day job. Now, all my friends thought it was fine. But Carlin, for some reason, slammed me, and him and the caller had some kind of, chuckle over what they thought was a bad impersonation. It might have been bad. I don't know.
I think it sounds to me more like he was just setting you up for the fall there. He was setting you up for a joke to make himself look funny. You know what I mean?
Right. I was like,
he wanted you to come on and be the foible. Is that the right word? The foible?
Yeah, the comic foil or whatever. Yes, I know what you're trying to say. So, and I don't like him as an announcer. He's always yelling, and he's like, there's an echo, and I don't get him. I don't get the appeal, and I think Francesa didn't like him, what Colin said behind his back when Francesa initially retired. Now this idiot's retiring again.
Right.
Because
which makes us the longest running program in New York sports.
And his stupid app failed so bad. Remember when he came back? This is a game changer.
Right.
Game changer. We're coming out with a game changer. Meanwhile, the app failed so bad it had to be bought out by the parent company that actually employs him. So, sayonara Francesa, sayonara Chris Carlin. I don't know that Bart, Maggie. I don't know if that's going to stay around.
But Carlin's going to ESPN, isn't he?
I think so. He was with Michael Kay, talking to him. But Carlin really, to me, doesn't do anything for me. I got enough screamers over there with Stephen A. Smith yelling about basketball for fucking 2 hours a day. But I like to listen to what others going on. I like sports radio. I like to listen to it. I don't like. And one thing that they do that kind of pisses me off, doesn't piss me off. I think it's like the mic drops are too much now. With the not the mic drop, the drops they do with the audio clips in the middle of everything. They got that from like Howard, and it doesn't really work in sports radio. I know we do our fair share, and we certainly did a lot on the Blog Talk one, but not every second. It just gets bogged down in those drops. Ugh. But that's my take. That's my Phil Mushnick minute there, right there. You got on New York Sports Radio. And I really think I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get Boomer on the show because Boomer really is a hockey fan.
Yeah, he is.
And I think he would enjoy this show because it's a show that, we joke around and we know our stuff.
Right.
He's got those schmendricks he's working with. They don't know nothing about hockey. Let's talk about fucking Nets basketball. And just to switch to one little last topic, the fucking Knicks are a shambles.
Wow. Yeah,
the Knicks are.
Did you see what they? They fired the coach, but did you hear like the circumstances?
No, they didn't even have a press conference, and they fired the coach. Why?
Well, they let the coach. The coach came, I guess, to their practice facility.
We're gonna get ready for Friday's game.
Ran practice. They had pictures of him just kind of like goofing around with the GM during the practice. He ran practice, and then practice was over. They sent all the players home, and then they fired him. That nice? Nice, huh?
And they've never given a reason why. Now, listen, we all know why he's fired. They're freaking 8 and 24 or whatever they are.
Right. I don't even think they're that good.
Yeah, 8 and 32 maybe. I don't know, but it's like that's why. Be thankful that Dolan doesn't care about the Rangers, because nobody wants to come to the Knicks. They got money to spend, and nobody wants to come. And they are an abomination. They may be the worst franchise in sports today. They make the Islanders look competent. And if you're a Knicks fan, I don't know why you're a Knicks fan. I really don't.
Right.
I have no idea. I mean, and then when I heard it today, they didn't even bought what franchise doesn't say the reason we let him go. Just I don't know. So that's my take on Sports Radio Roundup. My Phil Mushnick bit.
All right. Want to talk to Costa?
Yeah, let's talk to Costa and get the fuck out of here.
Now we got Cutsy waiting too.
Okay, we'll talk to those two.
We'll bring Costa in first.
Hey,
what's up?
Hey,
what are you doing? Organizing your CD collection?
Yeah, I'm taking apart this. I'm taking
Let's
apart.
go through his cassettes.
Taking apart a hard drive.
Def Leppard, Pyromania, Van Halen, 1984, Till Tuesday, Oingo Boingo.
What?
He's naming all your CDs.
I'm naming off your cassettes.
It's not a CD. It's a fucking a hard drive. I just took it apart.
We were kidding.
I know. Anyway.
All right.
What's your thoughts?
I wrote on Facebook about Kravtsov. Maybe it's time we entertain some offers for this guy.
No.
Why?
What are you gonna get for him? Got to rehabilitate him. Got to make it. We're gonna bring him back. Everything's gonna be fine. Thornton's gonna take care of this.
From your lips to God's ears, Jim.
We're gonna take him to meet some boys in New Jersey. Straighten them out.
Thornton's gonna grab him by the shirt, smack him across the face. You can act like a man. And then we bring him. Over.
Yeah.
Nobody knows
guys
better.
to wake him up.
Speaking of Italians,
I'm gonna tape up his knob.
Do you think we should maybe wave McKay and Haley to bring up your boy, your paisan?
Lettieri?
Yeah.
McKegg's better than Lettieri, and that ain't saying much. McKegg gives you a little bit of jam. He's doing all well. Lettieri's enough.
I'm humoring
Jim
over here. Him and his paisan.
He likes playing the music. That's all. It's a good tune.
It is.
It's a good tune, but we can play it for D'Angelo. You don't have to play it for Lettieri. Tony D. Imagine he got every time he gets a goal, they played that at the Garden.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be awesome.
That's the kind of Garden I want.
Right. That place is a fucking tomb.
Oh, well.
Hey, they don't. Hey.
Here we go. Here
it comes.
Yeah.
Hey, the Knicks are worth $5 billion. Like they give
hard-earned money.
Like they give a fuck.
Getting that money.
Knicks are still, from what I understand, the Knicks are still sold out every night too.
Yeah,
they're still drawing 18,000.
Yeah, because it's all fucking suits and fucking tourists. Who's gonna give a fuck about basketball? Good, fuck them.
What tourist? What tourist is coming into New York to go to see the fucking Knicks?
You'd be surprised.
You really think people are getting off a plane from England and saying, "Let's go to see a basketball
let's
game"?
see that team that loses in New York.
Why don't we go to Brooklyn instead?
It's where all the hipsters
are. Sold out. Who's buying these fucking tickets? Suits? All suits?
I don't know.
People in the city are crazy about basketball. They'll watch the other team. They just want to see basketball. I think that's predominantly the people who pay. Unlike hockey, which isn't a city sport.
So what you're saying is people will watch basketball not because they're Knicks fans.
Yeah, I mean they might be Knicks fans, but they're going in to watch basketball of any sort. I mean the Knicks are bereft of any stars.
I don't blame anybody. If I'm a player, I ain't coming to that fucking team. I don't give a fuck. I want to win.
It's so bad over there.
Championship.
They got to pay guys on 1-year contracts just to greet the basement. What's the cap floor rather? They've got to go sign guys like for $32 million for 1 year because they can't get anybody to play with that place. And it's a shame because when the Rangers and Knicks are doing well, which has been so rare, but when they are, there is a buzz around Madison Square Garden that is palpable.
Yeah.
But it's been so long since the Knicks were relevant in any capacity. That really, it goes back to the Stanley Cup year, really. The 90.
Exactly.
That's about it.
They had a run. They had a run in the late or around 2000, somewhere in that. Marcus Camby, Latrell Sprewell.
Yes.
Somebody, I think it was the guy in the Post said that when the Knicks had that run, that they were the biggest thing in the city. They were bigger than the Yankees. I don't know if I'd agree with that, but it was a big deal. I can tell you that. It was a really, really big deal.
There was a stat that somebody was really off that the Knicks haven't won as many playoff games as home games that they won when they went to the finals that year in '94. They won more home games when they went to the finals. That whole entire playoff, they haven't won in total since then, which could be true. I mean, it shows you that's. And Dolan owns both of them. But they say Dolan is not selling Madison Square Garden.
Of course not. Why would he? If he can lose and make money, fuck's the problem? Right?
I don't think this guy wants to be affiliated with a loser. I mean, that's the thing.
He wants this. He wants this. He wants
the Knicks so bad. Why would you want to be associated with being the owner?
You don't care. Have you seen this guy? He's a fucking sourpuss. Every time you see him on the friggin' in the friggin' front row, he's a fucking sourpuss.
You don't see him at the Ranger games.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Never.
Maybe up in the fucking
suites up there.
The boxes, yeah. But when he's at the Knicks, he's front fucking row with that sourpuss look on his fucking face, And this guy's such a friggin' what they call friggin' he's a friggin' he's fucking always triggered and all this shit, Dude, shut your mouth, take your medicine like a big boy, then go home and cut all your fishnagels.
Would you ever go see his band?
Yeah, to heckle him. And then get let out and be like, Attica, 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 Attica.
I would love to see if Costa you got banned from the Garden. You'd be on that list with all those superstars. You and Anthony Mason. Charles Oakley. Costa.
He died, didn't he die? Anthony Mason. Anthony Mason. Yeah, he's dead, right?
Oh,
kidney failure or something like that.
That guy was a tough hombre, man. He's a bastard. He's dead, huh?
I just liked him because he showed up at Ranger games in the jersey and the
I didn't know Anthony Mason died.
Yeah, 2015.
And I'll be there when somebody dies. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
We know.
Pay my respects. Yeah, that whole fucking bit,
Well, all right. Anything else, Costa?
Anything else?
Like I mentioned,
what is that on your shirt? Was that Phil Silver?
Jim Cornette.
Oh,
yeah, Jim Cornette, baby. I think we should trade. I mean, I know this is a little sacrilege. I mean, this guy is hot, is fucking white hot. His values is fucking hot, is high. See if we can trade Georgiev. We need a not decent haul for that guy.
And then do what? Turn over to goaltending to a guy that's never played a game in the NHL?
Well, Costa's not entirely wrong. I mean,
Toronto needs a goalie badly, but the problem is they don't really have much to offer.
because once Benoit Allaire leaves the picture, Georgiev's going to become Antti Raanta or Cam Talbot. That's my hope. That's what I believe.
It's too bad for the other fucking team.
So he does have high. He has, but I don't know, man. Henrik is not good. You're gonna roll.
Henrik is old.
He's no good, and he's old.
He's
I don't
old.
care what the excuse is. He's an 8.99 save percentage, whatever he's got. You can't roll with that for the rest of the year. And the jerk and the czar.
Well, let me ask you this question.
Ask me.
Do you ride this guy until? Do you ride this guy until, like you said, he only has 3 games. He has 3 games until he can't
be waived. He'll be waived and can be picked up. He can't be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do you send him down for a while and bring up the Czar?
What do we got? We're playing pussy hockey here. We're afraid he's going to get claimed. You ride the guy. You ride. Ben Hank sits on the bench. He doesn't play. Georgiev forever. Georgiev doesn't die. You ride or die with this guy.
You hope the Swede gets hurt. Wink, wink.
He gets hurt. You put him on IR. Then you bring Shesterkin up. Then
exactly.
And then what happens?
Maybe Sean can tune him up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And then what happens is after a year. the albatross known as Henrik Lundqvist and that goddamn salary and that 40-year-old body and that 40-year-old hairdo is out of the picture. You got Georgiev and Shesterkin. We just got to be patient. Now, do I think it's out of the realm that they're going to trade Georgiev? No, I don't think it's out of the realm.
Oh, what happened?
What happened?
You froze a little bit.
Oh, I froze a little bit? Well, I'm unfrozen.
A little bit.
So I'm just saying I think it's within the realm. I don't think what are the Rangers going to get for Georgiev that's going to change everything? More picks? I'm sick of more picks. And they better not pick a Russian anymore. I'm sick of the Russians.
Exactly.
What are picks doing? It's the guy went back to Tractor. Give me a break. What are you going to trade him the dishwasher and stupid ass? I'm not talking about Kravtsov anymore. So that's my thoughts. Thank you. What do you think, Jim?
I said my thoughts. I said my piece at the beginning of the show.
All right.
They got to figure out what they're going to do with Georgiev. Either you're going to play him. I don't know how long. Shesterkin's going to be happy in Hartford.
Happy in Hartford. That's.
Well, you know what I mean. He's.
I think if the team's winning, he'll be okay.
I mean, I don't think Georgiev's gonna take the demotion as an insult. I don't think so.
What he should if he's a professional. He's outplaying the other guy. Why is he getting sent down? Because they got a young, bright stud. No, you play this guy. You play him till the trading deadline, so his value goes up. You don't have to waive him. Shesterkin is not ready to come up.
All right. Let's play a little crystal ball.
All right.
Trade deadline. If he keeps playing the way he's playing, trade deadline comes. What do you think he's worth? A 1?
They're not getting a 1. I mean,
they got a 2 for Talbot. A second-round pick. They got a 1 for Raanta, but they had there were other pieces in that trade. It was Raanta and Stepan for the 1 and Tony DeAngelo, right?
Talbot. You remember when Talbot played for Hank when Hank was hurt and played 35 games, whatever. And he was really, really.
He had that. Didn't he have a 13-game winning streak or something like that? Or he went 16-0-1, something ridiculous.
Georgiev is not at Cam Talbot level. Cell level right now. I mean, Georgiev got blown out like 5 games ago Gave up like 8 goals or whatever that was. I'm not saying it was his fault.
And another
Got to put
another
together
thing,
something real strong.
this team needs to fucking hit the guy with the fucking kitchen sink. Enough. I mean, we've been lucky the last few games with very few shots on goal. And Comrade George over here, this guy's he's still on his fucking head.
Well, you're lucky with shots on goal. The Rangers are getting terribly outshot every game.
But I'm saying, but Georgiev's been sitting on his head.
So what you're saying is you want the Rangers to start laying out people in front of that net.
No, start hitting the fucking goalie with the kitchen sink.
Oh, you're hitting the opposing goalie with the
what do you think? I mean,
that's called interference, goalie interference, and you get penalties for that.
No, look, Kako needs to start just teeing the fuck off, you know. If it hits an ankle, fuck him. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I think the Rangers do a pretty good job of screening the goalie, but as far as taking out the goalie,
I'm not saying that.
Then what are you saying?
Shoot the puck.
Oh, I agree with you. Yeah.
Off on this guy. Hit the freaking hit. Where's our game? Where's our
shoot the puck, Barry? Barry, shoot
I don't know if it's legal in the CBA agreement, but they should be fining players for passing up good opportunities. Be like $1,000. Hit him where it hurts. Hit him in the pocketbook. Guess what? If you can't do that, 30 minutes after practice, an hour after practice, 2 hours. They should go over the videotape after every game and say, you should have shot half hour after practice. There goes Costa. No, they've got to shoot more. I'm sick of one time.
Brother. Amen. Fucking man. Enough of this, All
right, Jim.
Perfect shots, this perfect shot-itis and all this shit,
All right.
Now I'm done.
All right, Jim.
All right. Toodles.
All right.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Costa just disappeared on us.
Oh, no, he was still there. I could still see him.
I could not see him.
Oh, really? Oh, that's weird. I could still. I'm sorry. He was still talking. That's why
It just went black on my side.
Oh, no, he was still going.
Oh, okay.
Ding.
Hey, Cutter, how are you?
Hey, guys, how are you?
You look like you in the Canadian golf tournament you're going out there? You look you're ready to play some golf.
No, you guys are wearing hats. I might as well wear a hat.
That's nice. You look good.
Is that a New York Rangers hat or a Kitchener Rangers hat?
What do you think?
I can't really see it.
Can you just answer the question? You just tell me. Thank you. It's New York. Thank you.
All right.
There would have been no shame if it was a Kitchener Ranger hat. I was just curious.
No, clarify.
Last week you came on with your Kitchener Ranger jersey. That's fine. It's your hometown team.
Yeah,
I got no problem with that.
I honestly feel bad for you Americans because you don't have like a minor hockey team and all that.
Well, we do.
I got a minor league hockey team 10 minutes from my house.
Yeah. The Islanders play out here.
I'm sorry. Junior team. Sorry.
Junior team. Yeah, that kind of stinks. Way back when we used to have a independent league team, the Long Island Ducks.
Yeah.
It would be nice to even have the Wolfpack on Long Island. There was some rumors of that, but looks like that's not going to happen. But yeah, it is. We do love hockey so much. Americans are not blessed. I mean, unless you go to the college games. I know Costa goes to a lot of the college games, but I don't have any affiliation with any college that I would be root for. But yeah, that's cool to have a junior team in your hometown, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the college teams, you have to be in the Midwest or the Northeast to appreciate that.
Yeah, I would know nothing about the Northeast. And I know what you're saying. It's tough. I mean, Jim, I know you go see Hershey, but it's different with juniors. They're so young too.
Hershey's about an hour and a half away from us. We have the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, the Flyers AHL team. They're about 10 minutes away.
Now, is everybody in Kitchener in tune with what the Kitchener Rangers are doing? Like, is it like on local news and it's like is there big?
Well, yeah. There's a local channel that does all the Kitchener Ranger Friday night games and all that. But yeah, we had to fire our coach because we were last in the conference, but we've won 5 in a row since. So we've done decent.
Right now, who is the main player that for Kitchener now that everybody kind of?
Well, I think it's Riley. I can't pronounce his last name. Diami.
Always a fountain of knowledge. Thank you. What was his name? Rolly Fingers?
Riley.
Riley Damiani.
Thank you, Jim.
Is he Italian?
It sounds Italian. I don't know why.
Wait a minute. Jim could fall in love with this guy. Jim loves him already.
Riley Damiani.
Yeah, he's good.
So that's good.
Anyway.
But they're not doing too well as far as the season goes.
For now. I mean, it's still early.
How long is the how long is the Kitchener Rangers season?
60. I think it's like 68 games. It goes till like late March, and then the playoffs start.
There's a Michael. I don't know if I say his Vukojevic is on that team too. He was a Devils draft pick. I think he was their second round draft pick last year. Oh, they got another one, Francesco Pinelli.
Oh, you like this guy, Jim?
This team is lousy with Italians.
Love it. You love it. I don't know. So I love
Joey Rapoli. All kinds of Italian. Joey Rapoli.
Oh, so who's the top team now? What do they play in the OHL? What do they play?
OHL. Yep, you're right.
And who's the top team in the OHL this season?
That's a good question.
Jim, look it up.
Owen Sound? I'm not sure.
I like these names that the teams get. Kitchener Rangers is good, though.
Well, yeah, because they were once an affiliate of New York.
Really?
Right now, the best team in the OHL is the Peterborough Petes.
Wow. That's a storied franchise. Didn't Roger Nielsen coach the Peterborough Petes?
Yes.
I think Keenan might have coached them, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he did.
See that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Us dumb
Kitchener
Americans
Rangers are
hockey.
7th overall in the Western Conference. And the Guelph Storm is in the OHL.
Guelph.
Once coached by, what did I say? Guelph, whatever. Gulf.
Yeah, Guelph.
Guelph.
Yeah, Guelph.
Guelph.
That's where Emil Francis came from, and Rod Gilbert and Jean Rattel all came from that team.
Yeah. That's right.
I don't know. I
Well,
don't know. It's like you. Cutter might watch minor league baseball, but I would never watch minor league baseball.
I don't get minor league baseball.
I wouldn't even watch major league baseball. No,
I
I
like
watch.
minor league baseball. I like going to minor league.
I'm only kidding. I watch.
Eddie,
No.
your Mets did more better than my Blue Jays, so fucking.
Well, the Mets got a new owner now.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't know. I'm hearing other things that it's going to take 5 years for him to buy out the entire shares to have controlling interest or something.
Something like that.
But as long as the Wilpons are gone, the Mets got a chance. All right.
All right.
Is there anything to add about the New York Rangers?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
I was going to weigh in on the Georgiev thing. I have my pronunciation, sorry, but anyway.
Georgiev.
I'm sorry, Georgiev.
Thank you.
Yes, Georgiev. I mean, I don't know why we want to get rid of him. I mean, what if the Rangers have a playoff push? We can't trust Hendrick or Shesterkin or whatever.
Right. I agree. Well, the Rangers will have a playoff push. They win enough games. You know, they're not going to have a playoff push without him. You think Henrik and his 900 save is going to lead you to a playoff push? It's over, Johnny. It's over.
It's over. It's fucking over.
That's right, baby. That's what I like to hear from you, Cutter. It's
anyway,
over, Johnny.
You want me?
It's
Can
over.
if I throw out an interesting fact on Hendrick?
Sure.
Okay, so I know Hendrick's got a lot of wins. If he stays with the Rangers and doesn't play for any other teams, he will by far obliterate the record for most wins by a goalie playing for one team. If it's not Hendrick, the next guy's Turk Broda with 302.
Ah.
Now,
Great.
I'll explain for some of the people in the group that you think Marty Brodeur, but no, he played for St. Louis and won for St. Louis. Tony Esposito played for Montreal. Ed Belford played for many teams. It's
Right.
that's just generally how it is. Like it's actually strange how he plays for just one team in his career and all that. And, in this day and age of free agency and all that.
Well, the Rangers, they locked them up for a couple long-term contracts, and that's how we got here. But Jim has already prognosticated that Henrik will finish his career elsewhere.
Touchdown Giants.
The Giants have scored a touchdown.
Eli Manning with a touchdown pass to, I believe, Golden Tate.
Oh, Golden Taint. What a
Golden Tate. In the pouring rain in Philadelphia. All right, Cutter, anything else? I want to go watch a little bit of this game before I got to go to bed. And Jen's home. She just got home, so.
Yeah.
No offense, but I'd rather talk to her than you, Cutter.
No, I've got nothing. Sorry.
No, Cutter,
All
you
right.
did very well tonight. Thank you so much for calling in.
Good call.
No problem. Good night, guys.
Check.
Good
Good
night.
night.
All right. Anything else,
There you
Robin?
go, Jim. Another one in the books.
Long one tonight.
Patreon.
Yes.
Watch videos.
www.patreon.com/Blueshirt Underground Radio. Sign up to support the show. Put you in our secret Facebook group. Lots of fun. All right. We'll see you guys in a few days. Next week. Early next week we'll be on. Maybe Tuesday night because the Rangers play Monday. I won't be staying up late for these West Coast games. Too late for me. Too late for me. Eddie, always a pleasure.
Fantastic show, a fantastic voyage once again with you and the Blueshirt Underground. Show number 19, our 20th video show coming up next week.
Really? We got more than that.
We did a little more like testing it out, feeling it out. But official show that have been posted up to YouTube. We're up to number 19 tonight, 20 coming out next week.
Okay.
Our 20th anniversary.
Nice. All right, we'll see you guys next week. We love you. Good night, everybody.